Hey, how's everybody doing? Once again, it's Andre Amir coming back at you. Now, recently I shared a little bit of insight on the YouTube situation as far as the advertisers pulling their sponsorship away from YouTube and independent content providers, the struggles that they're making and adjusting to this new situation going on, and the dissatisfaction that's going on around, the YouTube space. So, listen, with this one, I want to share a positive side to a negative situation. Now, when I spoke the last time, I told you guys a little bit about, let me recap. I told you guys a little bit about how I got into the industry of production. I was in the industry in the early 2000s, making when the DVD boom was booming, and then, how the networks came in and they just they wanted in on this reality thing that we were sharing our lives. We were sharing just basic things, and people were really coughing up a lot of money for these DVDs. They even started flooding the mom and pop DVD, or, at the time VCR DVD movement stores. So people were buying these DVDs like crazy. And they were like, we want in on this. So what happened was is that they came in and they created this big thing. The industry was paying police departments. Actually, they camouflaged it as a bootleg crackdown. So they started off with people who were actually selling bootleg DVDs, which was okay. We understood that. And they really came in really, really hard on people. And people know that at once they wasn't even worried about it. It was like a VCR tape. You could tape it and give it to your friends. Nobody cared. So at some point, they just decided that they were going to crack down. So we thought it was just a crackdown on bootleg. So everybody started making their own DVDs about their own content. Well, here come a new attack. Okay, taxes and anything else, and they were giving money to local police departments about sweating anybody. So you had to prove this was yours and you produced it, and it was just a big mess. So it drove us out of the business, and we lost everything. And then at the time, I had started to kind of do quite well. I found something. I found a niche in my life. There was something that I was really happy and proud. I had a little RV, and I had a nice house. I had some things that I finally had something in my life after being poor all them years. I finally had something. Well, they came, and guess what? Reality TV moved over to a whole new section. Now I'm getting down to my point. What did that do? It hurt us and me, and I had quite a few friends, and I know some people that was around the country during that DVD movement. We lost everything. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have no space to ask for any help, any assistance. Like I said, we was getting up, going outside. If you didn't work, you didn't eat. If you didn't sell DVDs, and we took a risk of getting robbed, killed, and everything. Like, we really put our lives on the line for this. So it was really hurtful when YouTube, came out and was really had people at the time. It was free. They weren't paying nobody. So it was hurtful to see them put our lives and our stories and things, and gave other people an opportunity that wanted to speak out so bad that they didn't care. And it was just hurtful to see all of these people who had built and took their lives and put it on the line out there on the pavement. Now, we was on the pavement, man. Y'all don't really understand how that felt. But, we can't get mad at the YouTube content creators, you know what I mean? So, but now here's my point. A positive came out of that: the reality TV boom. Now, how many people benefited from that? Everybody. At some point, after I closed down, after the market crash, I moved to Atlanta, bought a house out there, real moderate, went to another cheaper environment to live, and restarted my life and stuff. Started back working and kind of honed in on my craft of production, and never gave up on it. But when I went out there, everybody was on reality television. And I was like, oh my goodness. It made me want to, you know, sell my stuff. But they were actually all trying to write it and get a deal. Everybody was trying to get a deal. Give me a deal. And I was like, man, you guys got some good content. Why don't you sell it? Nobody wanted to sell their own stuff. And I was like, I can't believe this. And I was like, so I went around training and talking to people and lecturing and telling people, hey, look, you could, sell your own stuff and, this and that. But YouTube, once again, was making everything free, and it was just discouraging everybody. So the whole selling movement just died out. Then they came out with AdSense to pay everybody. So they started paying people on YouTube. Great. I saw it as pennies on the dollar. So I never got in. Now, once again, it's happening all over again, right? So what is the good point about this? What's good? Just like the reality TV movement, a whole lot of people profited off of that movement. You know, lots of shows, even to this day, reality television is just out of control all over the world. You know what I mean? Now, the little guys that was outside selling the DVD, we were casualties, right? Now, here we go again. Let me show you something. What I learned from that is that when the big dogs get involved in something, they don't want to share. You have to be ready to compete on a business and very, very high corporate level. And that's what's happening right now. But the good part about it is those of you, us, and whoever that are willing to bend a little bit, this is when the big bucks is going to start rolling in. They are about to put in all of this money. The networks are coming over to YouTube. They're conceding in a sense. But they're saying, hey, for first of all, you got to get rid of all this riffraff, because we're not going to share all this money, these billions of dollars, with these riffraff sitting on the couch, playing games, cussing, fighting, and acting crazy. And every time something comes up, it's popping up. It's interfering with what we want to do. So YouTube is bending with it. So who's taking the bullet? The little guy, right? But let me tell you something. This is something that I've always learned. Anytime it's a very, very big opportunity about to happen, is somebody gonna make it hard for you. I'm black, in case you didn't know. Now, so that just goes every day in my life. When I go into a place and I know that there's a banking benefit, investment benefit, and I see people in there being mean or rude, and do I walk out and say, you know what, I don't have to take, nah, you know what? I say, you know what? They're trying to stop me from getting something in here. It's something good here. And every time it's something good there. So that's my message. They're going to make it hard, and it's going to clean the slate a little bit. But for those of us that's willing to bend and, upscale our production value a little bit, get rid of the curtain behind you, get rid of the little trinkets on the table. That's not good enough anymore. You're going to have to up your game a little bit. You're going to really have to put in some real work. You have to compete. But for those that do, it's still some people out there that want to see your real content. It's still people out there that want to hear from real people. So, and it's going to be very, very lucrative, because they're coming over to throw their money in the pot, and they don't want to share it, but they feel that they'll come over and give you an offer you can't refuse, and they'll try to buy your content if your content's good enough. But there's still going to be people that's out there that are viewers that's going to support you. But that's my good take from this. The good take is that whenever you see the big people trying to make it difficult for you, don't give up. Go and figure out what you need to tweak, because now it's about to pay off really, really big for those of us that are willing to upscale our production value, change a little bit, tone down some of the rhetoric, stop fussing and fighting, stop bickering, and not make it about our cause. Some people's causes are outrageous. I mean, we don't know why they grabbed onto something and just won't let it go. But, let's be flexible and bend a little bit, and let's make things in content that people would like to pay for, because it's not just YouTube. Oprah, Magic Johnson, Byron Allen, a whole lot of African American content providers are looking for content all over Africa, everywhere. It's not just YouTube. So if you got good content, people will pay you for it. But people are not going to pay you to talk about people, cuss and fuss and fight and bicker and go back and forth and talk about people's clothes and hair and race and creed and all this stuff. That's some things that, it might be a market for that. I don't know. But, you still can keep it real, be yourself, and earn a good living. And they're going to try to make it hard for you. So my advice is up your game up. It's an upside to this. So don't think it's over, okay? Don't think it's over. I'm getting in it. I'm getting in it. And I think that this is what YouTube has wanted. I ain't been on it for 10 years. I've been on Vimeo. I have my stuff on private in Vimeo. I'm not going to participate with that mess. I wasn't coming nowhere near that mess. So, I think YouTube does want people that have been really working. A lot of film school students, a lot of that Vimeo, the filmmakers, that people make quality films and commercials and news programs. They want us over there. They don't want us out doing it, doing it. They want to attract the people that really is not attracted to all of that garbage and fake clickbaiting and all of that stuff. I mean, I see a lot of good stuff on YouTube, don't get me wrong, but it's becoming more and more saturated. So I think I'm ready to come on over. And to me, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I love competition. So that's the upside. It's going to be real lucrative now, you guys. It's not going to be the little pennies and nickels and dimes. After this stuff is over with, a lot of you guys a lot of your dreams going to come true. Don't get discouraged. That's my input. That's just my take on it. I could be wrong, but life has a way of revealing certain things to certain people, and I think I might be right on this one.